I was really pumped when my pal Jake asked me to his Halloween shindig that year. He had this cozy spot in a sleepy suburb outside Seattle, the type of area where folks decorated with glowing jack-o'-lanterns on every stoop, and the night air carried the chirp of crickets mixed with the faint buzz of string lights. Jake never did things halfway. Plastic spider webs draped the front porch, purple and orange bulbs outlined the windows, and a massive animatronic werewolf howled softly by the entrance, its eyes glowing red in the dark. The house throbbed with bass from the speakers and bursts of giggles when I rolled up a bit before midnight, decked out as a vampire with a cape, fake fangs, and pale makeup that made me look like I'd crawled out of a coffin. The scent hit me right away: cheap beer, sugary treats, and that misty fog from the machine swirling low to the ground. Inside, it was a crush of bodies. Zombies, ghosts, cowboys, and even a few giant bananas jostling on the makeshift dance floor in the living room. "Yo, you showed!" Jake yelled when he spotted me near the entryway. He was done up as a mad scientist, with wild white hair, a lab coat splattered in glowing green slime, and goggles perched on his head. "Snag a brew. We're kicking off some games soon." I flashed a grin. "Dude, this setup is epic." "You bet," he shot back with pride before vanishing into the sea of costumes. In the kitchen, a trio of girls in fairy outfits were mixing a huge bowl of punch, giggling about how potent they'd brewed it. One of them, Megan, passed me a plastic cup with a sly smile. "Sip this, but don't come crying if it floors you." "Bring it," I replied, taking a swig. It had a kick, sharp and fruity, warming me from the inside out like a slow burn. The living room buzzed with folks shouting quotes from horror flicks, the place erupting in chuckles whenever someone botched it. For a stretch, it all felt golden. Beats pumping, bodies swaying under twinkling lights, the chaos contained in Jake's walls like a bubble of joy. But then I clocked him. He melted into the throng at first, just another outfit, a full Michael Myers ensemble, white mask blank and emotionless, boiler suit stained with fake dirt, and a prop knife that caught the strobe lights in eerie flashes. The mask had this unnatural sheen, not flimsy plastic, but molded with creases and shadows that made it seem alive, like it could turn and stare right through you. He didn't mingle or groove. He lurked in the shadows by the wall, nursing a drink, his head tilting slowly as he scanned the room. Beside him stood a dude in casual gear, sweatshirt, cargo pants, boots, nothing festive. The duo stuck out like thorns in a rosebush. They weren't chatting with anyone, just eyeing the place like predators sizing up prey, their presence adding a subtle chill to the warm air. I ran into Tyler by the chip bowl. He was a werewolf, fursuit matted, claws dangling from his hands. "Hey," I whispered, jerking my chin toward the corner. "Know the Michael Myers creep?" Tyler glanced over. "Nah." They rolled in with the sweatshirt guy. Jake shrugged it off, said more folks mean more fun. I let it slide, but Michael's stillness gnawed at me, like a ghost watching from the veil. Every so often, I'd catch his mask pivoting toward the door, then back to us, as if anticipating a signal from the beyond. By 3 a.m., the vibe had mellowed some, but the core group kept it alive. Laughter spilled into the backyard under fairy lights, feet kicking up dew on the grass. I ended up chatting with a girl named Brooke. She had devil horns, a red tail, and this infectious laugh that cut through the night. "This party's killer," she said. "Yeah," I agreed, grinning. "Jake nails it every time." A smash of glass yanked me away, shouts rising from the kitchen. Sweatshirt guy was barking at someone over a knocked-over cup. Jake stepped in, palms up. "Chill, dudes. It's just spill. No biggie." The air grew thick, heavy, like storm clouds gathering. The tunes kept rolling, but the spark had fizzled. Whispers rippled through the crowd. The beef tumbled out to the front lawn, bathed in the sodium glow of street lamps. I trailed after, a handful following. Sweatshirt guy faced off with Marco, one of Jake's buds, a gym rat who stood his ground. "You weren't even on the list," Marco said evenly. "Time to bounce." Michael hovered close, mute. Then, through the mask's slits, a gravelly voice hissed, "You don't boss us." It sent ice down my spine, like a whisper from a grave. Jake intervened. "Guys, let's not end the night good." But Sweatshirt shoved Marco. Fists flew in a whirlwind. Yells, grapples, folks yanking them apart. I clutched Marco's shoulder. "Drop it. Not worth the hassle." That's when Michael dug into his suit. I figured a wallet, maybe smokes. But moonlight glinted on metal. A pistol. Time stalled. "What the hell?" someone gasped, words swallowed by the crack. The shot ripped the night, a deafening boom that buzzed in my skull. Marco reeled, crimson spreading on his shirt, crumpling to the turf. Screams exploded. Chaos, folks bolting inside, ducking behind vehicles. Another pop, then more. Michael sprayed bullets wildly, shadows dancing in the muzzle flash like demonic spirits unleashed. I saw a guy in a superhero cape fall by the steps, gripping his arm, blood dark and sticky. "Everyone in!" Jake bellowed, arms flailing. I dove behind a truck, pulse thundering, hands quaking as I fumbled my phone for 911. Fingers slipped, panic blurring my vision. Another blast nearby. Then quiet, unnatural and heavy. Peeking up, they were ghosts, vanished into the black. Sobs and pleas filled the void. Brooke knelt by Marco, hands pressing the wound, horns askew. "Hang on, Marco. Help's coming," she wept. Sirens wailed soon after, cop cars screeching in, lights painting horror in scarlet and sapphire. Officers stormed, guns out, barking orders. Medics hauled the herd away. Marco was ghostly pale, breathing shallow, but clinging to life. Back inside, we huddled in shock. Lights still twinkled mockingly. Tunes silenced. "I should have booted them early," Jake murmured, makeup smeared with tears. "Nobody sees this coming," Tyler whispered. "Not at a bash like this." Cops grilled us till dawn, notes scribbled, casings pocketed from the grass. We spilled about the mask, the lurking, the unearthly calm. It dragged on over a year, but they nabbed him. Victor Ramirez, 22, priors for assaults. Sweatshirt guy had longer but got caught. Marco pulled through, though with a hitch in his step. Jake skipped parties since. Me? I hit some Halloween gigs, but I's always scan the faces. The blood, the blasts, they fade, but not that frozen second post-shot, hiding, knowing death wore a mask among the fun. Morning after, yards seemed ordinary. Cups littered, wrappers damp. But those dark patches lingered, marking where joy shattered into terror. Every Halloween, a Michael mask sends that spectral chill racing up my back. Because deep down, the real horrors hide behind the pretend ones, waiting to reveal their true face. I rolled up to Rachel's place right after 8, my ghost costume feeling a tad silly, but I rocked it to fit the frenzy. The block buzzed with Halloween spirit. Porches aglow in amber, mist machines belching ethereal fog over yards, chuckles bouncing off houses. Cars jammed the streets, some stacked double, like the whole neighborhood craved the revelry. Beats pounded from inside before I hit the steps. Rachel threw legendary bashes. She had that magnetic pull, drawing crowds effortlessly. This year, she'd amped it. Webs tangled in branches, carved pumpkins flickering, a skeletal figure leering from the mailbox like a sentinel from the underworld. Inside, heat wrapped around me, dense with body odor, cologne, and boozy fruit punch. I spotted Kevin immediately, his mummy wrappings unraveling, fake bandages streaked with grime and perspiration. "Dude, you're here," he hollered, slapping my shoulder, nearly spilling my cup. He thrust a solo cup my way, cloying and spiked, gesturing to the yard. Rachel's got setups out back, lights, contests, the works. Let's hunt the gang. We weave through packs snapping pics, tunes vibrating the floors. Sophia, in a vampire getup, locked eyes from afar. Her smile was tight, shadowed. Maybe she sensed the shift brewing, that the chair was souring subtly. In the kitchen, the usual suspects clustered. Ethan, Zoe, Ava, all costumed and rowdy. Ethan, the Joker, flung a rubber bat at Zoe. She yelped, swatted, room exploding in mirth. It seemed routine, a haze of awkward moves and watered-down drinks. But by 9, the mob swelled. Rougher types filtered in, sterner, quieter. They lingered on fringes, observing with hollow eyes. Snippets floated, those are from Tacoma. Crashers looking for trouble. Rachel's stressing. Saw her by the banister, murmuring into her cell. It's packing in, she admitted softly. Unfamiliar mugs arrived. Call back up? Her sis probably said relax, 'cause she pocketed the phone, faked a beam, but her fingers trembled like leaves in a ghost wind. I stepped out for breath. Yard twinkled with purple strands, silhouettes twisting in spectral dance. There I saw him, Dylan. By the fence, still as a statue, in a scarecrow outfit. Ragged shirt, straw hat, painted stitches on his face that gave him a haunted, forlorn vibe, like a field guardian cursed to watch eternally. Hey, Dylan, I called. He glanced up, startled yet glad for a known face. Hey, he murmured. Rachel tagged me last second. We jawed about jobs, the blaring sound, words fading as yells erupted from front. Windows crowded. I glimpsed a figure in a hockey mask, no jest, pushing another. Unease spread like fog from a crypt. Rachel dashed by, her angel wings bent. All good, she panted. Just fools acting up. Her tone strained, gaze flicking streetward. Kevin materialized, ashen. Tacoma crew, he hissed. Fight starters. Steer clear. We tried ignoring, diving back into fun. Apple bobbing, forced laughs, tight dances, all masking the creep. Then at 9, it snapped. A cry pierced the rhythm. Urgent, raw. I whirled to Dylan staggering near yard's edge, trapped by a looming shadow in a black hood. I did zilch. Dylan pleaded, voice cracking like brittle bones. The hooded one shoved. More emerged. Then a swarm, all shrouded, masks concealing malice like demons from the abyss. Screeches filled the night. Back off. I roared, surging. Kevin yanked me. No. But I couldn't stand idle. The throng parted as Dylan hit dirt, encircled. Boots thudded, fists rained, impacts wet and cruel. Dylan balled up, arms shielding, but they persisted, shadows merging in a frenzy of violence. Leave him. Ava shrieked, charging. One flung her away. But out, he snarled through fabric. My hands shook grabbing my phone. 911, I urged Kevin. He was on it. Hurry, beating bad. He's down. It endured a minute, an eternity. Then they dissolved into gloom, chuckles echoing like hyenas from hell. Dylan lay motionless, blood-soaking earth, straw hat crushed beside like a broken talisman. Rachel knelt. God, Dylan, wake. I felt for pulse. Faint. Ava, blanched, pumped CPR. Breathe, damn it. Sirens howled afar. Tears flowed, makeup smeared, outfits ripped. A kid nearby wailed into his device, pleading aid. The raw terror clawed my gut. Medics arrived, lights turning yard infernal. They carted Dylan, urgent mutters, critical. Cops taped off, probed all. Air thick with regret. Kevin and I recounted, voices detached. All I saw was Dylan's bewilderment, agony, the silent plea before the storm. Dawn news hit, Dylan gone at hospital. Appetite fled, sleep evaded. His blood stained my sneakers. Whispers of Tacoma ties, rich folk shielding. Witnesses hushed. Anonymous threats, forget. Weeks on, a nanny from one house spoke. Overheard plans to stash lead attacker, Ryan, in a mountain lodge till Heat died. Her words cracked the veil. Busts came. Ryan, Lucas, the pack. Names blared in news, eyes cold in court, remorseless. Now, I recall that eve. Glows, joy, the pivot to ruin. Rachel relocated. Kevin hermits. I shun Halloween beats, for under guises and glee, reality lurks, masks slipping to reveal the beast. And that night, it roared. I'd just relocated to Oak Ridge that autumn, seeking a clean slate after a tough spell back east. Days held that crisp Tennessee warmth, a blend of southern sun and underlying buzz in the breeze. My next-door lady, Karen, clued me to a grand costume gala at the Riverside Manor complex. You gotta go, she beamed. Whole town's turning up. Great for mingling. Lacking friends yet, I thought sure. Slapped on a sheriff getup, badge, holster, Stetson, and strolled over by 9. The joint hummed on entry. Vinyl spun tunes from the 60s, maybe Dylan or The Doors, lobby morphed to ballroom. Streamers dangled in harvest hues, webs veiling fixtures. Air laced with fruity booze, suds, tobacco wisps, and floral scents mingling mysteriously. Karen eyed me quick. Which garb, pointed hat skewed, cauldron prop in tow. You came, she hollered over melody, beckoning. Pour a cup. Night's one for tales. I nodded, though outsider vibes lingered. Her cheer eased it. Ladled punch, chatted up. A gal as a mermaid told tales by the bowl. Duo as Dracula and bride flashed smiles for snaps. Everywhere, bonds seemed lifelong, laughs genuine. Met Harold there, jolly chap in jester bells, painted grin wide. New in Oak Ridge, he queried mid-gulp. Yup, I said. Settling in. Lively bunch. He chuckled. Hang tight for late hours. That's when spirits stir. True enough. Hour later, sardine packed, volume cranked, atmosphere dense. Lights dimmed, pairs swayed. Spotted him, Marcus. Plain clothes, tee and jeans, but charisma oozed. He glided groups, enchanting, time chuckles perfect. Danced with ladies, but one shone, Elena, in flapper fringe, beads sparkling, auburn locks shimmering like fireflies in dusk. She giggled at his spins, jewelry tinkling like wind chimes from another realm. Offside loomed her hubby, Tom. No disguise, polo taut, face rigid as stone. He observed with icy calm that prickled my skin, like a specter jealous of the living. Brushed it then. Parties brew tensions. Balconied for fresh, bantered with puffers on Vols football. Back in, slow jam played, Marcus and Elena nearer, murmurs intimate. Tom by bowl, drink static, jaw grinding unspoken fury. Harold leaned. That Tom, soft. Trouble brews. Seen him snap. Air reply, Tom slammed glass, crack sharp. Stepped near, halted, whirled, lobby bound. Tune shifted. Mirth swelled, lost them in chit-chat with Karen on her bakery gig. Normalcy reigned till not. Bang echoed. Laughs first, uneasy. Fireworks prank, a bunny-suited guy quipped. A princess clutched pearls. Record scratched on. But proximity chilled. Lobby ward, Marcus floored, clutching torso. Scarlet bloomed, pooling fast. Elena wailed, blending initial chuckles, half-thinking hoax. Tom nearby, revolver limp, visage drained, barrel smoking like brimstone breath. Moment froze eternal. Elena's cry shattered. Marcus! Aid him! Surge forward, clamor rising. Karen shoved through, knelt, stem flow. Ambulance now. Blood tainted her robes, glistening ominously. Harold aside, no jest. Paralyzed, heart raced. Mind toggled denial, dread. Copper Tang assaulted, real as sin. Tom retreated, mumbling, accident, lost in pandemonium. Fled outward. Needles scraped silent. Prayers, sobs low. A phantom costumed man quaked, dialed cops. Urgent, shooting real, Riverside Manor. Sirens blared soon, hues flooding like infernal beacons. Police herded, commands crisp. Medics checked Marcus, futile. Departed, blood congealing amid confetti and shards. Elena cornered, weeping, fringes clutched. Just a dance, repeated. Why Tom? Groups dispersed, whispers pale beneath grease paint. Trekked home solo, boots scraping, Stetson absurd. Night crisp, but room's heat clung, blood's reek, terror's grasp. Sleepless, creaks evoke Tom, weapon clutched in shadows. Weeks blurred. Tale viral, Oak Ridge Halloween shoot. Cops hunted Tom 2 years, nabbed in Kentucky. Trial, I spoke under harsh bulbs, relaying endless. Tom pled innocence, provocation, mix-up. Jury unmoved. Life term. Years on, that eve haunts. Joy, melody, flip to doom. How pure twists file. Skip Halloween fates now. Guises, din, like veils over abyss. Unknown burdens lurk, one flicker ignites wrong soul. I'd been hyped for that Halloween rave for weeks. My buddy Taylor and I yapped about it during graveyard shifts at the diner, scrubbing counters or stacking plates post-close. She dove headfirst into stuff, vibrant, inventive, always chuckling. Her outfit showed it. Weeks crafting faux vines on emerald attire, morphing to a forest nymph from myths. Gonna nail it, she declared. I themed with her, another woodland sprite, 'cause it lit her up. That Saturday, the bash exceeded hype. No mere yard gig, massive. Host in rural Texas hills, vast fields with pavilions aglow under amber strands. Throngs arrived, masked. Blasts from bands ripped country air. Surreal, portal to realm of veils, glee, turmoil. Taylor glowed, blonde wig catching blaze light, green vivid in gloom. Toted jug marked enchanted elixir brimming neon hooch. Met our pal, Taylor twirled, vines whispering. Epic night ahead, hollered over riffs. Slaved on this. Honest, look good? Stunning, sincere. Navigated masses, grabbed sips, bantered strangers. Air heavy sweat, haze, tart spirits. Taylor pocketless, I held her cell. Guarded, teased. Ride call later. Night deepened, stuck close. Midnight-ish, bands wrapped, drift to central blaze. Flames leaped, faces etched amber, ethereal. Taylor, pal, me ringed it, sparks ascending like lost souls. Sudden, Taylor tripped on stake. Nose thud dull. Winced, teared, red welt rising like curse mark. Laughed initial, her style, but grin faltered. Ouch real, voice quivered. You alright? Arm touch. Fine, glassy-eyed. Dumb me. Home maybe. Pal Boyd. Don't bail. Gorgeous. Linger. She nodded post-bit. Back to flames, chat revived. Taylor mingled near, spark returning. Eve haste late, tunes, yells, half MEM faces. 1 AM, thinning. Pal split early. You gals set? Taylor, yeah, ride hunt. No fret. Last sight. Tween blaze and lot, crowd swallowed her. Assumed with acquaintance. Her phone mine, Dindram thought. Bounced 130, field sparse, yelled text home. Unheard. Dawn, missed buzzes. Taylor's dad strained on callback. Seen her? Never returned. Gut sank. Separated. Got her phone. Forgot prop. Rushed theirs. Folks panicked. Mom paced, always checks. Called host, rancher famed for blowouts. Scour land, said. Dog walk, check nap spots. Call back, nada, though pups snagged trap, lugged home. Detail clung eerie. Mom snapped, no hides. Afternoon, self-search. Lights, Joe, cop cruisers roadside. Deputies woods, fields, door knocks for nymph girl. Zip. Vanished phantom. Weak fogged posters, quizzes, insomnia. Replayed exit, what ifs. Vigil, dad candle held, voice firm, someone knows. Speak. Tips poured, most bunk. One saw her weep in blue truck, nosebleed slight. Duo quarrel out. Claimed aid, shirt stained. Hoax for spotlight. Cops charged false. Another eyed her flameside 3:30 a.m., borrowing cells for lift. Chilly, said. Lady recalled none obliged. Lanky bespectacled man loomed close, spectral. Sketch vague, everyman. Months ticked. Then May, hiker acres away found emerald heel and thorns. Family ID instant. Hope sparked, snuffed. Hunts ensued. Hounds, flyers, crews, nil. June, forager in derelict barn unearthed cloth shreds. Green with vines, blonde wig dust matted. Hesitated report, blame fear. Did, cops matched. Taylor's. Blood hers, plus male unknown. By July, body find crushed. Logger on trail saw trash. Wasn't. Buried in foliage, logs. Teeth confirmed. Report grim, skull bash, jaw snap. Strangle unclear decay, but pros said prolonged grip. No mishap. DNA databased. Party mail sampled. Host balked, legal shield, but yielded. No hit. Then winter 2017, crack. Guy named Jordan, pinched unrelated, matched. Wanderer, no roots, town fixture. Denied initial. Never knew. DNA cornered, flipped. Okay, car hookup. Mutual. She wanted rough. Probed on torn garb, blood, he stumbled. Went slack. Panicked, shook her. Slapped wake. Accident. Skepticism. Trial, tails morphed. Trip. Drop. Oops. Proof countered. Jury swift. Guilty. Slay an attack. Hide corpse. Court packed green, Taylor's faith. Dad faced killer, cross gripped. Voice steady, forgive, but remember. She lived. Killer mumbled sorry. Judge labeled, deceiver, hunter, weakling. Life no out. Still, Eve echoes. Tunes, blaze on her, perfect smile. Then lost in swarm. Dreams haunt, green flicker, laughs, masks veiling depths. Truth, unknown lurks behind. And sometimes, the veil thins further, whispering of more shadows yet to emerge.